Team Noob will be taking on the blue, Arctic Gaming on the red. What are you most excited to see today with this pick ban phase?
Yeah, I like that Omen ban. Actually, Omen was banned more often in the recent weeks in EU. We saw Kilroth being banned as well, so that Omen being banned was a very good pick. Flash being taken off the board right away. We saw how Poseidon played Flash last week, and he was so good on the Flash. So very smart ban so far from both sides.
Now, we've seen the Flash rise. Hilariously enough, if you've logged into Arena of Valor as of late, hopefully you have, you've seen it on the new animated splash that they have at the intro, hilariously enough. You have the Flash going up against Liliana, which, hilariously enough, again, is the fact that he is being seen as one of the biggest counters for her.
Yeah, and interesting, too, is a good Liliana can make it difficult for Flash, because when Flash jumps in there and does his Mach Punch, Liliana can literally just shoot a Binding and Shining Light right into his face and like chunk over half his HP, but that takes a lot of skill. So Flash is good into Liliana late game, but there's a way for Liliana to counter against the mobility that Flash provides against mages especially.
Omen, Zenial, Wonder Woman, Max, Superman, and the Flash being banned away. That now leaves a couple options here for Team Noob. We've seen Ryoma be a priority pick in some instances.
Also priority normally, but
Teamy not being banned away. Teamy, the only hero that is still 100% pick ban in Europe. Definitely keeping his name sent, as it looks like Vex is going to lock that in for their team.
Yeah, Teamy is just tier S support. His kit is amazing, so that's why he's always banned or picked so often. And Liliana being open, it's going to be smartly picked up by the side of Arctic Game, because right now she counters a lot of the mages. So with Liliana Ryoma being picked here, Team Noob is probably going to offer Tulin, because Tulin offers that early game aggression. Teamy is so strong in the early game. Lubu, another very strong early game hero. So I could see them picking up a Tulin along with some key side laners like Malik and Lubu. Nothing
outside of the standard that we see coming out of Team Noob. No sense in blocking down an early Tulin, considering the mid lane has already been picked up for Arctic Gaming. As a result, they're going to get their side laners covered and healthy, as Lubu and Malik are picked up. Two very strong early game heroes that we have seen do a lot of damage, especially in the hands of Team Noob.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting here. They're going to actually go for a Zephy's jungle here, potentially, and it's going into a composition that's really strong early. So with Joker side lane, Liliana, they have a very weak early game, so Team Noob can play a really strong dive composition and get onto Liliana. So they're going to offer the Zil here, and then probably round it out with the Tulin. There we go. That is an extremely strong. They have 4 super strong early game heroes right there. Zil is okay in early game, but not as strong as the other 4.
However, we have seen Vex perform amicably. In the first 2 weeks of the Valor series, Zil was almost picked exclusively by Vex in Europe, kind of changing the strategies of some of the opposing teams. And as the rise as a couple of these aggressive melee junglers have risen, Zil kind of took more of a back burner step for Vex. However, we know he has the capability to perform. Mina being the final locked in here for Arctic Gaming. What are you thinking of these compositions?
I really like Team Noob's draft. I mean, Zil is picked because Zil counters Joker. Joker has his second ability, pick a card, any card. It makes him immune to physical damage or attack damage for 2 seconds. But Zil, he's a mage magic damage assassin. So Zil is a great counter into the Joker. So Team Noob definitely won this draft hands down.
You couple that with the roaming ability that a Teamy as well as a Tulin in the mid lane can provide. We've seen some really solid efforts with the support mid combination that you have for Team Noob. Poseidon's roams in the first 3.5 minutes of the game have been some of the strongest in Europe, in the entirety of the Western world, if you take a look, even referring them to North America. So seeing what you have of that aggression, seeing what you have from their possibilities, what are you looking at from Arctic Gaming, and do they have a composition that can compete?
Yeah, the whole part of the game is they have Liliana, they have Zephyrs, they have Joker, and they have a lot of CC. All 5 of the heroes have CC, so they need to combo that. Ryoma's Rolling Blade stun, the Binding Light from Liliana, right? Joker has the Canned Laughter, which is another stun. They have a lot of knockups and stun. Zephyrs, Death from Above. If they can combo and work together as a team, they can overcome Team Noob's draft and win in some critical team fights.
But that's been the difficulty that teams have been facing. The early game of Team Noob has been astonishing, and as you can see in our voting, 97% of you believe in Team Noob. 3% of you feel like a freeze is coming, as Arctic Gaming has only acquired 3% of those votes. So the champions, the heroes have been locked in. The battlefield is loading. What are you expecting in the first couple minutes of this game, Suijay?
Oh, Team Noob's going to invade, and once Zeo turns level 4, they're going to do some really tight 3-4-man rotations, because once he has his ultimate unlocked, he's going to wreck and be able to kill side lane and mid lane so easily.
Well, like a wrecking ball has Team Noob come in every single week, securing themselves 5 straight first place victories, clinching their #1 seed, but their domination has not yet ended as they find themselves in the quarterfinals against Arctic Gaming in our first quarterfinal of the day.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see. Team Noob is actually not going to go aggressive. I like the posturing from Arctic Gaming. They're in a defensive posture. They're expecting for the invade to come. With Ryoma there is really solid defense. So instead of Team Noob invading, they're going to opt to just play the more passive game, scale up, and just farm their jungle. But look at the posture right now. Tulin is pushing Liliana out of the mid lane and winning the mid lane matchup, which is going to be huge because Tulin and Teamy are just so strong and for mid-map control. And
you can see already the opposite invades. Great prediction and knowledge of Team Noob to understand that Arctic Gaming was for the top side of the map. Coco, as a result, decides to find himself backing off a little bit. The patience and communication has been something that Team Noob, we've credited them for a lot. Teams like Allegiance that have found themselves struggling in instances in North America, as well as Immortals when they're behind, Team Noob is one of the best teams in the Western world right now at stopping the bleeding and making sure that any opportunity for a team to get ahead, they nip that right in the bud.
Yeah, they're very calculating. Look at it, they're putting pressure onto Joker side lane because Ness, even though Joker is great in the side lane, he's not as strong, as dominant as like Malik or Ryoma in side lane normally. What I see some hope from Arctic Gaming is they do have Zephy's. Zephy's, the lower health you get, the more tankier and he gets. So it gets a Zeo. Zephy's actually pretty good because Zeo is very squishy. So if Zephy's can initiate onto a Zeo and CC the Zeo down, then Arctic has a really good chance of winning these engages.
A very preliminary 3-man grouping up here by Team Noob, understanding that they want to get themselves that Spirit Send down. Now all 4 members in a roster is going to get dived upon there by the junglers. The double knockup's going to happen. Teamy will end up picking up first kill onto Wasabo. Roster is almost about to fall as well. Vex ends up picking up that kill. And as we see that, 4 members have fallen. A double kill into the hands of 0-9, but more importantly, 4 kills in the pockets of Team Noob.
Yeah, that was such a crazy rotation. A nice engage there. They just played more aggressive. That knock-up coming from Lubu was critical in securing these kills. And then the aggression just kept coming. You can see that Zeo's Windblade actually slows down his heroes. And if he hits the Windblade and puts the wind mark on them, he activates the Dust Devil passive that does extra magic damage, and now he's level 5. That means his ultimate, Tornado, is going to do so much burst damage and able to eliminate the side of Arctic Gaming very quickly.
0-9 roams to the bottom side of the map to try to make sure not only is he there for an opportunity to get themselves that Abyssal Dragon, but the tracking nature that 0-9 has applied in making sure that he tracks every place that Wasabo goes. You can see him being dropped down immediately to 50% HP. That's going to force themselves a recall. As a result, Rostrick is going to have to come down and roam towards the Abyssal Dragon. You can see the top laners coming down towards the bottom side of the map as well. Dragon, 3.5 minutes into the game, is the #1 priority for Team Noob.
Yeah, it is. And you saw that the aggression actually forced Wasabo to use his Dark Dominion ultimate. So Mina does not have ultimate. Now it's just refresh. But that was a really good again. Look at his Malik engage there. It's going to get onto Ness and get a kill.
Poseidon's able to pick him up that kill. Abyssal Dragon goes into the hands of Team Noob. Ness falls to 0-7. Rostrick and Gus are going to have to be forced to walk away. Wasabo falls to Poseidon. That's going to be his 2nd kill of the game. And so now with 3 kills in their pocket and Abyssal Dragon to boot, they're going to push themselves towards this mid lane.
Yeah, 0-7 just impressed me. He can play so many heroes in the side lane. That was a perfect Malik ultimate. That shock ultimate landed on 3 people. They secure the kill into Ness, and they get the dragon, and this is going to put them in a very comfortable lead. And now they're taking objectives left and right. They're exerting so much river dominance, and as a result, Arctic Gaming has to back off and really try to turtle.
Poseidon does a great job of jumping right into the fray to be able to pick up that kill onto Pablo. You got other members. 0-9, remember, does not have his ultimate available, so they have to be careful. Poseidon ends up falling as a result. Oh, I stand corrected, actually. He used the preliminary ultimate, being a bro on. So Onslaught goes Rostrick. That's going to be his 4th kill of the game. And so now we're at 4.5 minutes in and already 8 kills into the pockets of Team Noob.
Yeah, that was insane. Poseidon, although fell, they were able to get key kills on top lane there. However, Arctic's going to respond with trying to take bomb tower, but Vex makes a great rotation.
There's not too much they're going to be able to do. You've got the double knockup coming out of 0-7. He roamed himself towards the bot lane. Wasabo is very close close to dying. One more skill. That's going to be the flicker. A missed skill shot. So Wasabo, with a little bit of tippy-toe shoes, is going to get himself out alive. But they're not able to take themselves that bot turret. So it was a solid effort for Arctic Gaming to try to get themselves something to boot for the 3 kills that they lost in the top side of the map. But as a result, again, Team Noobs rotating efficiently.
Yeah, that was such a good rotation by Vex. And that Windblade barely missing Wasabo. It would have killed him for sure. And look at this. Nice teamie. 0-9 is playing teamie so well, landing so many of these Pooty Poot stun and allowing his team to follow up on the CC that the stun provides.
3-0-5. 8 out of 9 kill participation. 0-9. An individual that we don't spend as much time talking about as some of the other supports over in Europe. Bloodbath goes Poseidon, but 0-9 perfected himself on some of that Alice play that we saw in the last couple weeks. Now performing on Teamy, improving yet again why this hero is 100% pick banned in both regions, Europe and
yeah, and he's holding his Pooty Poots for the full 2.5 second duration. And the longer you hold the Pooty Poots, the longer and more damage that stun is going to do. So really good job from 0-9 playing Teamy so well. They're landing a lot of key engages, and that it does a significant amounts of magic damage. I think it does like 700 magic damage once it's maxed. So it's very dangerous to be hit by a fully charged Pooty Poot.
Team Noob taking an interesting spin on the way that they're rotating themselves around the map. But these 4-man rotations are doing fantastic. Only securing themselves their first tower, however. 6.5 minutes into the game. It's not something that we're used to being seen. Despite up 6,000 gold, it has been a prioritization over kills and neutral objectives, non-towers included. As we said, they've only secured themselves their first kill. However, now with the gold advantage well into their favor, it looks like to be an opportunity for them to start pushing onto the turrets. You can see the proxy wave coming out of 0-7 in the bot side of the map. 4 members rotating to the top. There's going to be a knock up onto Wasabo. It does not matter. He's not going to be able to get away safely. 6 kills make that 6 kills, mind you, into the hands of God Poseidon. Team Noob is on a spree.
Yeah, they are. Such a nice save by 0-9. They're activating his being a bro and reviving Poseidon there, but he did not have it for himself and does fall, giving 1 kill over to Arctic, but that doesn't matter. Team Noob is just playing so aggressive, and they're going to be able to hopefully take this top tower pretty soon here.
Team Noob is essentially in their own sandbox mode. They're able to walk around the map wherever they want, take whatever objectives, as well as, you know what? Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and grab ourselves a couple towers while we're at it. 2 towers and a 7,000 gold lead at 7.5 minutes in. Now, mind you, we are past the 6-minute mark, which means you have the Dark Slayer ready and available if either of these teams decide to do so. A 3rd tower falls, this time in the bot lane, in the top side of the map. And so now you've got the the inner turrets down on the top side. You've got the tier 1 on the bot, and it looks like 1 more set of auto attacks by that siege minion. So you're going to have the outer ring completed and available. Almost 10,000 gold at 8 minutes, Suijay.
Yeah, this is insane. Look at the item difference. Already, Zill already finished Loki's Curse, Enchanted Boots, and Apocalypse. He's going to be able to do so much magic damage with his abilities and his Dust Devil passive there. That is huge. And Vex is pretty fed at 5.4k already. You can see on the side of Arctic, we're gonna actually look at this fight. They're actually gonna kill on Ness and Wasabo.
0-7 decides to tower dive onto the backside of the map because he knows his team is gonna be there to follow. Clear communication and effective execution is on the side of Team Noob at this point in time. If they secure themselves a 5th tower, that's an inner on the bottom side of the map. The only inner turret left remaining is gonna be in the mid lane. As you can see, multiple members pushing up the waves. The wave management of Team Noob doing everything in their favor. Arctic Gaming, unfortunately, has been not able to accomplish any sort of success outside of that 1 kill pre-3 minutes into the game. The first high ground turret goes down in the bot side. 4 members are going to rotate towards this middle of this map, make that 5 members. Another tower goes down, and it is now a dissection of the base by Team Noob.
Yeah, look at the amount of damage just coming out from Vex, though. You can see when he goes in with an ultimate, the health bars just get depleted. So Arctic Game's got to be really careful. Look at the Malik engage on the back line here. Poseidon is going to jump on Gus, and Gus is going to be eliminated.
Coco is going to be able to pick himself up a kill as well. Every single member of Team Noob is contributing to these fights, almost explicitly so. Poseidon and the rest of his team are on the top side of the map going towards this high ground turret with a couple minions left available. That siege minion, they're trying to protect it. So 0-7 tanking those shots to keep him alive and allowing them to do a little bit more damage. Mind you, remember the last patch that happened, 80% damage reduction if there aren't any minions near, and so clearing these minion waves are going to be of the utmost importance for Arctic Gaming.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do. But look at the damage items. And Mina buying War Boots there. I feel like Sonic Boots would have been a lot better because she is the front line. She is the tank. She has taunt. She wants the enemy to focus. Look at the amount of damage Vex is doing. Just immediately deletes the Roma off 1-0.
5-0 and 8. And as you can see, the minions coming in on the side, they're going to continue to get themselves some kills. Doesn't look like they're going to be going for the tower or the core just yet. They don't have any minions. They're going to have to be very careful. The damage reduction, despite the fact and the lead that Team Noob has at their disposal, they still have to play a little bit of cautious. They still have to be a little careful. 4 members, mind your just down roster, are going to be the only one left alive to clear these minions.
Yeah, this is crazy. Team Noob is just so ahead right now. 14, level 15. And you can see that Arctic Gaming, they're level 10 and even level 9 on the Mina. So level 9 Mina against a level 14, 15 carry means that you're not a tank anymore. And with War Boots instead of Sonic Boots built on her, that is going to make her a lot more susceptible to the burst damage that's coming from Team Noob. And as a result, you know, it's going to be really hard for them to come back in the game here. They just have to get one nice pick, combo their CC, and secure a kill on like a Vex or a Poseidon. But this is going to be really hard with the way the Team Noob is playing.
They're going to have to do that or find themselves a shovel to see if there's any hidden gold underneath their base, because they found themselves at a 14,500 gold deficit at 11 minutes. Darkslayer, as well as an extra Sentinel, have been acquired by Team Noob, furthering their lead, but more importantly, increasing their pushing power. As the final tower goes down, the minions have started to come into the base. Super minions have spawned on all 3 lanes now. It's going to be the final team fight that's going to decide everything. Poseidon ended up taking that turret, as we said. Members are going to fall. Everyone's going to die. That's going to be the clean ace. And in 11 minutes and 45 seconds, Team Noob will walk away with the Game 1 victory. They came, they saw, they conquered. It might be week 6. They might have clinched themselves the #1 spot, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Team Noob is still rocking and rolling to their name send. Welcome back to the desk. 11 minutes and 45 seconds. A little bit slower than what I think they could have ended the game, but meticulous and patient has certainly been at the advantage of Team Noob throughout the entirety of this 6 weeks.
Yeah, meticulous and just clean. They're able to take towers, objectives, assert river dominance, gain map control, push their map control, deny jungle. You saw them invade jungle many times. When they got the 3 kills in top jungle, that's when the entire game just turned on its head, and they then just took the lead and went with it.
Well, we've only got ourselves 1 replay, and it's a pure example of what Team Noob has at their disposal, and it's rotations in the early game. We are only at 5 minutes in the game, or sorry, 2 minutes in the game, and they already know how to fight.
Yeah, it's 4v3 at this point. Look at 0-9 getting a huge stun. Vex landing his abilities. When he lands his abilities and gets the mark on his opponents, he does extra damage from the Dust Devil passive. They get the win mark on there. So the entire team is just playing so well together, comboing their CC, comboing their focus, and 0-9 really carried on that teamie with a lot of the multiple party stuns that he was able to get off with the Pooty Poots.
And if you take a look at that game and use it as a learning lesson, a moment of education for any teams that are aspiring to improve and aspiring to up their level of gameplay when it comes to team execution, there wasn't a single moment in the map where there wasn't at least 3 members rotating to the side lanes for Team Noob. Anytime they want to make a decision, it's not with 1 member, it's as a unit. And so they're making sure that you've got those roams of 0-9. You've got those roams that are happening by Poseidon in the mid lane. They're coming to those sides and they're helping out their team. And that's to be said that not many teams do to the level of efficiency that Team Noob has.
Yeah, and you got to be careful with Teamie too. The way that 0-9 played Teamie, he would charge up the Pooty Poots. And once you see a Teamie charging up that first ability, Pooty Poots, you need to back off because he has a 4-second cooldown. If he hits you right on the 4-second mark, it does tremendous amounts of damage, and you're stunned for a longer duration. So you got to be careful. And the plays that 0-9 was able to make off this Teamie, we can see why Teamie is banned or picked so often, 100% of the time in EU.
Now, we've got ourselves a little bit of a substitution. As players are getting into lobby, we want to make sure to let you know that Pablo B has been subbed out, and you've got Mojo Picon that's going to be subbed in for Arctic Gaming. So it's your last game of the season. You might as well try to get some people some extra playtime, and if all at all, try to see if you can change things up just enough to throw off Team Noob and potentially force a Game 3.
Yeah, this is the time. This is Arctic's last chance. They need to win this and move on to the semifinals and hopefully make it to the finals to be able to be in contention to be a top 4 team to make it to live playoffs here. So let's see what they're going to change up when it comes to their draft and how their rotations are working out for them.
So now as we get ourselves into the pick ban of game number 2, Arctic Gaming will find themselves on the blue side, Team Noob securing that red counter pick potential. Omen and Max being the first 2 banned away. I don't see anything out of the ordinary for this ban phase specifically, Suijay, considering the fact that there wasn't a single member outside of that teamie that really shined too crazily. You could warrant not banning the teamie again if you're Arctic Gaming and giving that over and force picking that if you're Arctic Gaming. So Team Noob could decide that, but as it stands, everything is standard Zenio, and it looks to be the Flash as well banned away for these 2 teams.
Yeah, I do like the Max ban and then the Omen following up with that ban because Omen is a counter to Max. So the fact that Max is banned and you just want to take Omen off the board as well because he's not only a strong side laner, but he also counters like a Zenio. So Zenio is also being taken off the map. So a lot of these key side laners are being prioritized here. Wonder Woman, again, a strong side laner. We have Ryoma open, Malik open, Lubu open. Liliana's going to be taken off the map this time instead of going through like we saw in last game. And that's going to allow Superman here potentially being banned, or is Team Noob going to give Superman over? So they are going to give Superman over. It looks like they're going to take away the teamie here.
Teamie being the prioritization for Team Noob, recognizing, hey, if we played it as well as we did, that should warrant that someone else can play it to some sort of strength as well. Like we said, Superman is an option. Now, Europe, unlike North America, have not prioritized Superman as much as what you might have think, considering the strength that he has. So despite the fact that he is put on the ban phase, making him sit the bench often, you know, warrants some differences. But with Malik being the pickup for Arctic Gaming, it's going to be the Flash and Superman, 2 of the lovely Justice League members making their way onto the battlefield.
Yeah, that is a strong duo. Superman is so dominant in side lane, and 07 Superman is a monster. We saw him play it actually in the earlier weeks of the Valor series, and he's just dominated making plays with Superman. So it is a very dangerous draft so far. However, I do like what Arctic has though. Ryoma, Malik, and Tulin, those are extremely strong early game heroes who actually can win against a Flash and a Superman, because Flash is actually pretty weak. And look at it, another, all DC comics is coming out on the side of Team Noob here. Batman and Joker being secure. They're playing on the same team now. They're not against each other.
Now, hilariously enough, they decided to ban away the Wonder Woman, which would complete the full pentafecta, I think is the official terminology for it. But you're going to have Violet and Thane, so a very standard composition coming out. And so now Team Noob has to decide which of these heroes looks most like a DC superhero that we potentially want to pull out.
Are they going to play the Preda here, or are they going to go with...
So taking a look, look at the lanes that we have considering. The potential for a...
Oh, a Toro gets picked up by Team Noob. I really like this draft and how it's going to turn out. But Arctic Gaming has a pretty scary draft, so they could take this game here because Violet with Thane, those are all Malik, Ryoma, Tulin. That's a very solid composition that Arctic was able to pull off. So Arctic has a chance to win this because Team Noob draft is so off meta that it's going to come down to how well they execute their composition into a very strong meta composition that Arctic has.
So now, from an analytical standpoint as well, this is interesting for Team Noob explicitly because this is one less game of legitimate research that teams are going to be able to have coming into the regional finals. As we've mentioned, and we're going to keep mentioning it, Team Noob has secured themselves #1 seed coming into E3. And so this week, despite the fact that they don't have to do anything, they're having a little bit of a pride come out on the line, considering that if they do win this week, it'll be unanimous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row holding that #1 spot. And so now with this non-meta interesting composition comes out, it kind of changes things up. But as we've said, denies teams from having that extra research coming into the final.
Yeah, I do like Toro being picked here. I wonder if he's going to play support or side lane, but he has a passive called Tough Hide. When he uses abilities, he cannot be CC'd, and it reduces damage by 20%. So he's actually really, really tanky, and he has this Bull Rush that he charges in there and knocks you up in the air. He has Battle Cry, which is a huge shield that he gets. And finally, he has his ultimate, which is Cracked Earth. He can use it 3 times. He can activate it 1, 2, and the third. The first 2 times slows the enemy, and then the third knocks them up in the air. So if he's played correctly, Toro could be successful, so we'll see how it plays out here.
Well, don't forget, always, we want to know what you're thinking at home. Tweet us with the hashtag Valor Series because things are going to start to get pretty spicy after this first match sets up, as it looks
Toro?
like we're on the battlefield
it.
for our second game, and Vex is going to be playing that Toro in the jungle. Now, this is the first time we're seeing Toro picked in the entirety of the Valor Series. Talk to me a little bit about this Toro, and for any viewers at home that might not be as familiar with this unconventional Valor Series pick.
Yeah, Toro is, he's a really good CC'er in terms of slows that he provides. His Bull Rush allows him to lunge towards enemies and knock them in the air. His Battle Cry slows. He turns with Rage and actually gains a shield that absorbs like a good amount of damage. I think 250 damage. And it does a lot of physical damage as well, and slows their movement speed. And all his abilities actually slow or knock you up. So if Toro is played correctly, he can provide an immense amount of CC over to his allies and allow you to secure kills. And I would love to see how Vex is going to play this Toro, because this is going to be a really fun composition to see how they play out. 0-9 is on the Batman. We've seen Batman support played in Europe before. He is very strong in the early game and offers a lot of good stun due to his battle rank and his passive. He can give a lot of vision to the team, because when he moves towards an enemy unit, it gives him 20% move speed, so it allows him to catch up to enemies that are trying to run away.
A little bit of a cheeky play there coming out of Poseidon to try to steal a camp away from Rostrick. Now, because we have ourselves a little bit more downtime than what we're used to seeing, and teams have had themselves almost half a week. Actually, I stand corrected now. We find ourselves a little bit of an engagement on that bot side. Coco, while getting knocked up by Mojo, gonna have to be forced to walk away. Now, talk to me a little bit about this Flash, because as we've seen these roams come up, we've seen Flash being prioritized in the mid lane. Is that where we're expecting to see him consistently, Suijay, or is there gonna be any sort of change for these teams?
Yeah, he's amazing. Look at him dashing in with Sonic speed and getting the Mach Punch onto Superman, securing the kill there. However, Arc Rocksnake is low. Superman is gonna fall, but Flash is so good in mid lane. He's really weak early, but once he scales against items, he does an immense amount of damage and burst because of his super speed, then his Mach Punch right there, and then he can activate Cyclone. Once he's level 4, he can use Cyclone to do so much damage, and when the Cyclone is done, it creates a vacuum and pulls the opponents into the middle and kind of disables them for a short period. So that's why Flash is so strong, because he has infinite poke. He can go to your backline, get onto the Violet, get onto your Mage, poke them, punch them to death, and then just jump right back to safety.
Now, for teams and players in all different in all different ratings, where are you seeing teams and players more specifically able to counter a Flash? Where you think about the educational aspect of this, if you're playing against a Flasher, you know, with him being new, you're not too sure as much what he does, what his strengths and limits really are. What are some ways that we're going to be seeing teams potentially try to counter that Flash?
Yeah, one is early game. Flash is weak in the early game. He does not have the best wave clear, so you want to punish that and use that against him and not let him scale into the late game. Another is when he jumps in, you can actually hit him. He's not immune when he jumps in, not like a Murad, where Murad can't be targeted, or like Zill with their ultimates. Flash can only not be targeted during his ultimate, but so when he dashes in and tries to use Mach Punch, you can CC him, you can hit him and damage him. And look at the Thane here. A little bit out of position, use an ability, and just get caught 3v1 and get instantly deleted.
A little bit of a chain CC as Coco's able to pick himself up his first kill. The Seagull gets taken in the bottom river as well, and so now Team Noob is going to have a large acquisition of vision on the top side, or the bottom side rather, of this jungle, as 0-9 will find himself caught out by 2 members of Arctic Gaming. Gus able actually to pick up that kill, but that's going to be traded away as Coco will end up picking that up onto Rostick as Poseidon tries to get himself to go in. A little bit of a damage done. Doesn't have enough time to run back. That was the worries that you were talking about. Now forced to pop that Cyclone. because he had too much damage to him, wasn't able to pop back to that one
you can
ability.
see that's how you counter flash. If you see him jump in, your entire team needs to focus him immediately because he is not immune to damage when he jumps in like that. He can get targeted, he can get hit. The only time that he's immune to damage and cannot be targeted is when he activates his Cyclone Ultimate. So that is how you counter flash. Your team just needs to be on the same page. However, Flash is so fast. He can just go in there, supersonic speed, activate Mach Punch, hit you for a few times, and then boom, he's gone in a second. So you have to be very careful with how you engage him.
Good job there by Vex to ward off the enemy Arctic Gaming members as you're going to see the Superman come in. He's going to secure himself a kill. 0-9 will end up following to roster. So the Tulin having a little bit of extra damage. Going to try to get to pick up the kills, but it's not going to be enough. Vex and 0-7 will walk away, but now the rotations are coming out from Poseidon into Coco. A great kill by Poseidon onto Coco. The Cyclone's going to happen. Will end up getting himself stunned up. The Endure won't drag him back in, but it doesn't matter because Poseidon picks him up a second kill onto Rostrick as you see Ness and Mojo Pecan trying to get themselves some sort of rebuttal on the bottom side of the map. They will secure themselves a turret, but Superman will stop them from getting any further.
Yeah, what a nice rotation there. That was a good trade, though. Arctic Gaming able to get a tower in the bot lane is huge for them. However, look at this. He's on flicker away, but the slow comes out. That is what makes Ryoma so strong. His passive, Nachi Nada Jutsu, actually slows you once he hits you with it. You can saw Joker being slowed there, and as a result, he's not able to get out, and Ryoma was able to secure the kill. Looking pretty good for Arctic so far. They're not that behind Team Noob. They have a chance as long as they're able to get Violet into the late game, and Tulin here abusing the early game and mid-game power spike that he has, they have a chance to come back.
The worry for me, however, though, is that Team Noob is okay with these trades back and forth because the later this game goes, the more items they can get into their heroes, specifically Joker, as well as the Flash, they're going to scale as well. Yes, you've got the win condition of Ness on that Violet, but by and large, Arctic Gaming drafted themselves a more early to mid composition style team. And so as it gets later in this game, Team Noob is going to have a much better opportunity. But now the fights are occurring all the rather as Abyssal Dragon has respawned on the bottom side of the map. Mojo Pecan will find himself a little bit too far caught out. Meanwhile, in the back line, Coco picks up that kill onto Gus. Cyclone will come out of Poseidon to try to get an extra kill. Onslaught goes the Flash. As Mojo Pecan ends up falling, that's going to be a 2-for-0 in favor of Team Noob.
Yeah, and look at this, Violet. Oh my goodness, the dive, and 0-7 misses his charge. He's going to fall to the tower, but Joker is able to secure the kill on Violet. Coco's doing such a good job landing these key stuns at the right time. He used it to kill the Malik, using that can laughter to now kill Violet, stun her on the tower, and do extra burst damage to her. And as a result, they're putting so much pressure with Joker that Joker is now getting ahead of the Violet, which is not good news for Arctic.
Another Abyssal Dragon goes into the hands of Team Noob, and you have to highlight again the power of Vex in this instance. He played a much more assassin-style hero in the last game, picking up that Zill and having all the damage that he had, and now playing a little bit more of a supporty jungler style, 0-0-6. On that Toro, as he has been one of the rocks of his team throughout the entirety of the Valor series. 0-9, unfortunately, though, goes down to a very fed Ryoma. It's going to put him at 3-3-1. You can see Gus helping out his team in all the max. You do, however, though, unfortunately, 3,500 gold still healthily into the pockets of Team Noob as an advantage.
Yeah, you can see why you don't want to give Superman over to 0. Look at him. It's 1v2, and he's winning the fight. Oh, my goodness. He's able to secure the kill on Ness here, potentially, and Violet cannot get away from Superman. That is one Superman's strength. If you try to run away from him, he actually gains extra speed, just like the Batman does. And as a result, it's really hard to escape from Superman.
You can see an engage happening there by Wasabo, the Malik ult. Unfortunately, his team is not going to be able to follow up. Poseidon is able to come back from the front line and help himself out. Damage going to come all the mark. He's going to have to reactivate that charge ability to go back into the back line for his team. 0-7, unfortunately, though, goes onto the backside. A little bit too overzealous there. Superman will end up falling. So a little bit more of a sloppier game coming out of Team Noob, but all the while, despite the back and forth kills, 18 scratch stat, 19 kills in the first 8.5 minutes. You still have a lead, you still have a gold advantage, but more importantly, you have 3 towers to 1 Team Noob.
Yeah, look at that. The support Batman just killed the Ryoma. He has a rank breaker and war boot, so this is actually not really a support Batman. He's not that tanky, and their tank is really Superman at this point. And it was very interesting to see how this Batman would play on the competition. They decided to play him as a support, but build him as a carry. But it's working out so far for 0-9.
Now, Arctic Gaming doing their best to clear the waves and stop the slow bleeding that Team Noob has started just now. However, just as I say that, they're going to find themselves caught out a little bit in their own jungle. Wasab will end up falling immediately to 0-9. You might be the frontline tank, but you're going to be diced up fresh and juicy for Team Noob as 3 other members are going to fall. That's going to be 4 out of the 5. 0-7's going to dive into their own enemy base. Ness will try to do his best to walk away, but just like that, it doesn't matter because Superman, it does not matter where he goes. It does not matter where he flies. It is where he pleases that he lands as a triple kill lands for 0-7. 2 more towers fall in the process.
Yeah, 7 is so aggressive on his Superman. It's paying off because they're ahead, honestly. Superman can do that because they're so ahead. There was a nice Thane ultimate, though. You know, Mojo Pecan did a really good job getting the kill on Joker with the Excalibur ultimate. However, they are so behind, almost 10k behind, and Team Noob is just doing so much work with the amount of damage and burst they're putting off.
Restrick is able to pick up that kill onto Vex, stopping his perfect score, but Poseidon is going to go dominating as not only are they picking themselves up some extra kills, 0-9 picking that onto Gus, but the high ground turret has been devolved into nothing as a double kill comes out for Restrick. So a little bit of a life, 5, 4, and 3. He's sitting on that mid lane Carol, but at the cost of what? All of your base, as 2 high ground turrets are done, dead, and out at 10.5 minutes.
Yeah, look at 0-7 there. He's trying to play around there. Superman is very hard to CC because he's so fast. And look at the amount of burst. He might get a kill in the Violet here. Ness missed the shot, and as a result, he does secure the kill with only a quarter HP. This man is just showing off at this point on Superman.
The Violet, unfortunately, 1, 4, and 3 hasn't been able to accomplish too much for the team. As you can see, the fight's happening yet again. Coco, the poke damage has been unbelievable thus far. Poseidon dodging, dipping in and out with that new flash. Everyone can have an opportunity to play. He is active in the store for Arena Valor, so if you have yourself an opportunity to get a hold of the newest DC hero to grace the Antares battlefield, make sure you head on over and do that, as it looks like 2 high ground turrets now being done. That means the super minions are here and ready to help them push down the wave. Meanwhile, you've got 0-7 pushing on the bottom side of the map. Arctic Gaming having to stay in their base, or else Team Noob is looking to finish. The wave is being pushed up on the bottom side of the map, which means this final high ground turret is their objective.
Yeah, look at that. They're able to, Joker's forcing a tower. They're trying to take off the wave here. They're able to save the tower, but look at the amount of damage you're able to do on Team Noob here. This is Arctic's chance to get back in the game if Team Noob continues to posture and play aggressive, but they're not. They're going to go home to safety.
Now, we've been talking a lot about what the advantages and disadvantages of Flash has on the battlefield. Now, we can see talent-wise, Poseidon has opted to go for that execute. Suijay, in your experience and seeing what we've been studying across the different regions of the world, is that execute one of the more efficient talents, or is there something that might work better for a Flash on the battlefield?
Yeah, it works great because if you have really bursty characters, they have 2 executes there, and Flash is so good at getting opponents' health bars down low. He's such a bursty mage that he can activate the execute and secure the kill, especially when their health is low. That's when execute shines, is you're able to use that against their low health and be able to execute and finish the job. They're going to rush the Darkslayer. However, Thane is there. He can steal it with his ultimate.
Oh, he got close, but Vex is going to be able to still pick that up. The Punish talent providing all the access that he needs. 0-9 picking up the kill on the hopeful Mojo Pecan and that Thane. 0-7 going to push him onto the top side of the map, so getting some sort of effort with those super minions. They're both going to be into the middle side. It looks like they don't even care about the enemy team. They're just going to do the auto attack. Coco already topping it down to 50% HP. The next wave of super minions are going to come in. Poseidon, in the meanwhile, is going to be on the back line, picking that kill up onto Ness, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be game 2. Another sweep for Team Noob.